Adventuring Company. Apologies for the hiatus. I had some personal events going on regarding my family, and fortunately those things seem to be resolved, at least for the time being, which means we are back with episode 14 of The Stolen Cities. Lucas, playing the role of Jason, will not be with us tonight due to some prior obligations. However, we still have the wonderful roleplay stylings of Venelin, Ralakan, and the wonderful blind monk Cross, who will be joining us a bit late tonight. When last we left our young adventurers, they had gotten into quite the altercation with two of the Artemisians, Farron Thornmaw and Kieran Halloran. Midway through this fight, a third of the Artemisians, Keisha Fellwind, attempted to assist the other two. However, the party was interrupted quite swiftly by the arrival of a strange entity lurking through the Shadowwood. Kieran, despite being able to handle the rest of the party relatively handily, displayed genuine concern for Cross's life at the mention of this creature, and pled successfully with the party to allow him to take them somewhere safe within the Feywilds. Begrudgingly, they agreed, and he teleported them to Cross's supposed home, the Fey Court of Intent, and introduced him to the party as Prince Conan Eldervale. I gotta stop dropping my dice! This place is beauteously adorned in architecture that is ancient even by your own standards. Madeline, you remember reading books about castles from empires centuries before even the reversion happened. And even they did not look so pristine and well-ordered as this place does. At the far end of the room, 3 large ornate thrones line the wall, 2 of whom are filled. And they seem to be looking upon Cross with a look of utter incredulity at having seen him again.
I'm sure we can summarize then that these are the royal family. As an aside to Ralakan, we both speak Abyssal, didn't we? Was it Abyssal that we both spoke? We share a language. Which one is it?
I think it is... I know Vidalcan, Undercommon, Deep...
It was Undercommon.
Yeah, Undercommon.
She is just gonna ask Ralakan in Undercommon. How politically correct do we want to be?
I'm bleeding all over their floor. Take it from there.
So get you medical attention. Then punch them in the face for sending the Court of Chaos after their son.
Betty.
Mm-hmm.
You are not doing get help.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah!
Oh my god, I wasn't planning on doing get help, and now I really want to. But I don't think I could yeet Ralakan the way Thor yeets Loki. But I'd give it the old college try.
We got a clip right off the bat.
Oh my god. Only 2 players on screen and we've already got a clip. Fantastic.
Oh, God.
Oh, man. Oh. So, no. Not doing get help. Venelin, speaking Elvish, will step forward. Your Majesties, it is an honor to be in your presence. However, I must request a little of your assistance, or at least your medical care, for my friend. I don't think you'd want him bleeding all over your throne room.
I kind of regard you for a moment before looking at the strange fish person currently bleeding on their floor. And they immediately wave a hand towards him. And two what look like soldiers in very similar garb to the Artemisians emerge and sort of like pick Ralakan up. Just like immediately pick him up by his shoulders and legs. And they start taking you away to what looks like a med bay.
Yay.
The woman of the two steps forward, and her voice booms with thaumaturgy. Was it you who stole our son?
No. We were the ones who rescued your son. More specifically, the one that you have just admitted into your med bay. Oh god, the absolute deadpan expression on your face as you turn that off.
Can I say that okay, good, there it is. I didn't exactly know where it went. Man, I really gotta work on having a filter.
Way to keep things professional.
Explain.
I think perhaps Cross could explain better.
I can?
How you met Ralakan, Cross?
Oh.
Because
Yeah,
I didn't meet you until we got to Madengard.
Right. Well, if I remember correctly, I was in the woods, and I was by myself for a long time, and I heard a sound, and I went out of the tree line, and I found Ralakan. And he's been the one who's been sort of carting me around and protecting me, and then we met Vanillin, and she kind of joined our little group and we started doing things together.
So you've just been adventuring all this time?
I guess
And you never came back?
I didn't know. I still kind of don't know. I don't remember anything but before the forest. Crazy psycho general guy was sort of kind of talking about some sort of evil face spirit in the forest, saying that might have caught me. He was being very vague and not being straightforward with answers. It was also kind of distracting when he was talking about just killing a bunch of people. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Master Halloran? Yes, my liege. Are you prepared to storm the library? Not quite. I'd like my lieutenants back first. Recall them and make your preparations. Mom, we've designs for the surface world, and your designs for the world outside of this realm are of no concern to us. We contracted you. Recall them. Now. And Kieran looks at you guys with this look of just utter disgust before storming out of the atrium and down a hallway.
Okay. After he gives me said look, I'm just gonna flip him the bird. Because fuck you, man. Asshole.
You were contracted to go and save the prince, not commit mass genocide. How does rescue operation translate to mass genocide? How does that happen?
Hell if we know.
I don't know. and I don't know if I care. I'm the DM. I should probably know.
You probably should.
And probably should care.
That's hilarious.
I know.
Imagine not abiding by the rule of cool.
Your Majesty, I understand wanting to get your family back, but of all of the fake courts, why the fake court of chaos?
They are, to be frank, the closest thing that the courts have to a, I suppose you'd refer to it as a military.
Did you need a military to find your son?
We needed hunters, in case something like this happened, which unfortunately it has. I'm sorry, really quick. Spaz, you still only have 1 hit point.
Yeah. So when I said I was bleeding all over their floor, my guts were bleeding all over the floor.
Oh, that is a pain to get out of marble.
I mean, it's easier to get that out of marble than it is to get it out of a carpet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting at 12.
It's easier to get out of marble than it is to get out of DC. Yeah? Uh-huh!
Keep going!
This is why we're not allowed to have nice
This
things.
is exactly why we're not allowed to have nice things.
You're welcome.
Damn it. I just realized our alerts box pops up in a weird spot. Oh my god, please. Sorry, continue, Alex.
Dura.
The Artemisians will gather a party to storm the library. If we have to burn the entire forest down, we'll find it. And recover Cross's lost self. Cross was what you referred to him as, was it not?
Yes, that was the name he gave us.
He does so like his games.
He's standing right in front of you, Your Majesty.
Not him.
Is there a reason why we're playing the pronoun game?
We don't invoke his name in the courts.
So you're going to assault his library. A place of potentially untold knowledge. With the intention of burning it to the ground?
If it means we can recover Cross's self, then yes. As for you, you've done well to keep him safe thus far. I want to apologize on behalf of my husband as well as the rest of the Court of Intent for any injurious actions the Artemisians may have caused you. And should you wish to return to the surface world or wherever else you see fit, we can see to it that you can do so unmolested.
And you're okay with the court dropping the entire city of New Manhattan onto the surface, killing thousands below it, thousands of your own people.
As I said earlier, the affairs of those in the material plane are not something of particular consequence to us. We fled that plane after the Great Eversion, and we have no intentions of going back.
But you would block out those that have done you no wrong because of who they are.
Kinda sounds like what the people of Madengard did to Jason earlier.
What would you suggest that we do?
I'm not saying that everybody deserves elves fled years ago. You know this as well as I do. But you considered half-elves below being allowed into the Feywilds. And therefore there are generations of other elves who have since come into the world that don't have a chance at survival because they weren't allowed. Let alone humans and other races that have nowhere else to go because they're not Fey. And I'm not saying we can help everybody, but shouldn't you help those that you can? You have the resources to do so. I've been honking this horn the entire time we've been playing. I don't know why you're surprised.
Nah, it's more than like. Now we're just out here. Now we're just out here.
I've been honking this horn since
The worst
we
part is,
started.
the worst part is, I wrote this campaign.
I
And like somehow I'm like coming to terms with the shit I wrote, and we're like, huh?
We have no interest on what happens on the material plane, but we're willing to send our military to go and let them do whatever they want with it.
Man, it's a good thing you said it in New
Yeah.
York, huh? The Canadian says.
Oh man, against us, the three of us that have to live here.
Still upset that you made my apartment in this campaign, by the way. Not letting that go.
Spaz, what are you doing in Venolin's room? Get out of there. Spaz, you fucking creeper.
Spaz, who's Spaz? I'm Raphael.
Raphael!
Didn't we leave him in there?
Not in her room, no. He's got his own place on the 5th floor.
Well,
Oh my god.
He lives in her parents' supply closet.
I'm
weak.
gonna have to agree with Fenelon. If there is a way to possibly help the people that do need help, then wouldn't the right thing to do be try to help them? Even not all of the vampires that are there, they seem like, well, not hostile. Unless provoked.
I know that we've gone full allegory here, but Tim, I swore you were about to say that there were very fine people on both sides, and I would have been a little bit perturbed.
No.
No, that's it. That's how the stream would have ended for 30 minutes in. Alex just would have been done.
Power down my computer.
Your speaking privileges have been revoked.
Anyway, Tim, you were saying to your parents that you agree with Venelin.
Yeah.
It's not a phase, Mom.
But it's just, a lot happened, and through at least everything that I've seen so far, it's just seems like people are just trying to get by and live there. And constantly being hunted by horrible things that they need to be protected from.
And if this veteran is supposedly their leader, then would his destruction not benefit all the people?
We're not sure.
That's the thing that we haven't really been able to figure out, because when we met him, he invited us up to his... Was it a throne room or something?
I think it would be the equivalency to a throne room.
And yeah, Jason kind of he just wanted Jason to kill him. And we all kind of just stood there and let Jason do that. And then everything just kind of kept going the same way, even with him dead.
The varying perversions of vampires are beyond my understanding.
They're not quite beyond mine. But I will state that I have never seen anything that can survive what he did. I'm not sure if he's still actually dead, but we were supposed to return in 24 hours, wasn't it, Cross? I think we still had, a day and a half?
I think that was the time, yeah.
Fine. For the time being, I will delay the Artemisians' attack on New Manhattan. You've done well to protect our son in these past weeks. As such, we'll allow you to continue your investigation into the nature of this veteran and his designs for the world below. If you wish to participate in the strike on the library, you may do so.
Perhaps what you need is not a strike. Perhaps what you need is a small team to go in and find what we're looking for. I'm assuming that we would be assaulting the Court of Knowledge.
That is correct.
And while I admit to the fact that my knowledge of the courts themselves is not excessively comprehensive, a war between two of the courts can't be good for the wilds.
Unfortunately not.
Especially since the Court of Chaos is the one that really only has apparently a military fit for combat. So, allow us to infiltrate, see if we can't find it. If we can't find it, then by all means, go to war with the Court of Knowledge. But let us see if we can uncover the information first.
Farron and the pelt-adorned man stands up. Inform Kieran that you and the other Artemisians will be on standby. We'll allow these three to perform reconnaissance first.
Venelin's gonna turn to Cross. I won't ask you to go if you don't want to. If you would like to stay here and try and regain your memory the old-fashioned way, it is entirely up to you.
Well, you've gotten me this far. Why stop now?
Fair enough. But you always have a choice with me. I'm never going to make you do anything.
Okay. The...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's weird. I just had a thought and just kind of slipped away from me again. Cross just kind of starts staring off, just for a minute.
For the time being, the facilities of the castle shall be available to you. Once you and your friend attend to, you may take shelter in the barracks, while Cross may have his old room if he so chooses.
Okay. I suppose that's alright.
It's always your decision.
Mm-hmm.
If I might be able to prevail on you for some medical attention myself, the archer just, took a rather liking to my frame. With more than one arrow.
By all means, proceed down that same door to the med bay. Those same medics tending to your friend can tend to you as well.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Farron and Keisha do not look happy.
Well, that sounds like an itch. That really sounds like their problem.
You
I was trying to do the
You
joke,
tried.
and I realized it doesn't work out. That in
ish them and not an ish us does not work.
it doesn't. An attempt was made.
You tried, Spaz. You tried.
There was an attempt. We need that as an email. We need DB. You tried.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Staring at my hit point counter and pondering whether or not Cross should also start opening up about how Kieran just kind of just attacked him.
Oh, you absolutely should. Bully him.
Cross, if you would like to join me, we should probably inform Ralikan of what we just voluntold him for.
Yeah, that actually might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Ralikan wasn't here for any of that conversation. He had no input about whether or not he wants to go to the fake court of knowledge. He's just going.
You guys walk into the med bay, and it looks like yet another group of medics has made yet another makeshift breeding pool to initial lesson. This one, the breeding pool juice is a bit like more orangish in this one.
Ugh.
It kind of smells a little bit like orange jello.
I'm sorry, am I bathing in a breeding pool juice or a tub full of Tang?
Tang, I see.
Juicy juice. Capri Sun orange cooler.
Sunny D. You know that's what it is. You're currently in a pool just full of Estus.
Yeah, but it's more that Lucas pops in for 1 minute and he pops in as we're talking about the breeding pool.
Gonna have to sit down.
We literally only just even brought up the breeding pool. That's the worst part.
I'm sorry.
That is comedic timing personified.
Oh,
Like,
God.
you can't write that shit.
I'm sorry.
Why?
I make it too easy.
You do! It's great!
Oh, God in heaven.
Oh, man. Oh, fuck. Don't worry about it. It's great.
You done?
So, Venolin's gonna walk over to the edge of this breeding pool and see Ralikan just, I'm assuming, floating in it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Well, you are slightly more buoyant in this particular breeding pool than in your standard viscosity.
There you go. This looks buoyant enough.
So, Ralikan, how you feeling?
Orange.
Okay, so that's a color, not a feeling.
I have no words on how I feel. I just...
I don't know. Sometimes
the pain is gone.
What was that? I didn't hear you, Tim. Could you say that again?
Oh, I said that sometimes I can taste purple.
That's a reference to something, and I think I know what it is. Anywho,
Sorry, did you say that you can taste purple?
Sometimes.
That's a... First he's feeling colors, now you're tasting colors.
Well, I can't very well see them now, can I?
I just got set up like a sucker in a fucking my god, I
Also-
fucking walked right into that.
Also, Spaz Lulu.
Yep, that's the reference I was
Yep.
thinking of.
Yep. Oh my god. Okay.
Mike.
Yes, we can play Mike.
I would say see here, but we know for a fact you can't. But I'm glad you're feeling better, Ralican. So, do you want to continue feeling good, or do you want to find out the thing that we may or may not have voluntold you for?
I'm sorry, what now?
Well, so remember how they were going to go assault the library? In an attempt to find Cross's memories? Does that sound familiar? Yes?
Vaguely. I'm still on the fact that some guy turned into a dragon and almost ate me.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. But do try to keep up here, okay?
You turned into a dragon?
More on that later.
We will explain all of that in just a second, I promise. So the library is the Fey Court of Knowledge. And basically the Court of Intent is using the Court of Chaos to start a war. In an attempt to retrieve his memories. So, given the fact that the Fey Courts being at war with each other while also being sort of semi-at war with what's going on the material plane, doesn't bode well for everybody or anybody. I may have suggested that a small group could infiltrate the library, find the knowledge, and come back without having to start a full-scale war. And you may or may not have been included in that group.
I'm too old for this shit.
You're not that old.
I have twice the age that you think I have.
She just very careful to not touch any of the breeding pool liquid.
Juice.
She just reaches out and just gently pats his forehead. You are not that old. Even by normal standards, you are not that old.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you keep forgetting you're talking to a couple of elves.
Yeah. I mean, fine. I guess. Okay, we'll go.
I mean, again, don't have to go if you don't want to, but I would really like it if you came with us because I don't think I could trust anybody here. And I know I can trust you.
I don't trust anyone else here either. You think I'm gonna stay?
But I mean, the breeding pool. That apparently makes
orange.
you feel orange.
Yes. No.
Which is still not a feeling, by the way. It's still a color.
No, orange is a fruit.
It is also a fruit. I can't say I've had one very recently, but yes, it is also a fruit. Continue to rest. I've got to get patched up myself anyway.
What about you, Cross? You gonna get patched up?
Mm-hmm. That Kieran
Cool.
guy's a jerk.
His friend's a goddamn dragon.
Fuck
Yeah,
that
you
bitch with a bow.
Oh man, I love how like all of the Artemisians are hated by different members of the party. Because this is really setting up a nice little like Sentai v Sentai fight. Where like everybody's got their foil.
And though we all know that if Jason was here, he'd just be all wholesome and like, I think that they're rather good at what they do.
I think they're all delightful. I wish to be their friend.
He just ends up giving Patricia Wedren head pats.
I'd like to imagine feeling orange as like a tangy feeling.
I love that. That's what we're gonna talk about. Is how does orange make you feel, Ralakan? Is it a tingling sensation? Does it make you feel warm, as if you are bathed in the sunset as you lay on a beach? Sand getting where sand isn't supposed to be.
It's coarse, it's grainy, it gets everywhere.
Oh my god.
Oh,
What
are
is
we
this?
terrible people?
Yup. That's never stopped us before.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna all get patched up and healed. Because we're going to do
Espionage in the Fey Court of Knowledge.
infiltrate the Fey Court of Knowledge where the horrible monster... Why are we doing this again?
See, you guys say reconnaissance, but I hear Crocodile Dundee.
The moment...
Look at this guy!
It's a
This guy's the god of the fake court of knowledge. He's a 500-foot centipede who steals people's names and all that. I'm gonna poke him with a stick.
I'm a touch him. He's angry!
You mean... Oh my god. Like, Alex, I want to watch Crocodile Dundee when we're done session tonight.
Okay, I guess we're doing that tonight.
I'm sorry! He brought it up! I haven't watched it in years, and now I got this burning need to watch Crocodile Dundee.
I've never...
Okay, then I guess I know what we're doing later.
Yep, after session, we're gonna watch Crocodile Dundee. Anyway,
Okay. So I'm going to take it that this is going to count as a long rest.
Take yourselves a long rest, all of you.
Oh, thank you, God.
Oh man.
I know
This intermission brought to you by AK Racing Gaming Kit.
Stop that.
Use promo code Breeding Pool for 10% off your order.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Artemisian, but I am under orders to show disdain for you. Have a nice day.
I like how I wasn't sure if she was going to leave or not, so I could make that bit, and then she left after I made the bit. Use promo code Breeding Pool for 10% off your next AK Racing game.
Wait! Do not use code Breeding Pool.
Definitely use code Breeding Pool.
Why are you like this?
Because I'm a sociopath with a long history of violence.
Oh.
I don't understand why you keep missing this.
Yo,
Yeah, can we? Did we just? Did we just? Did we just go llamas with hats, Joe?
In 2021?
Can we talk about just how good Llamas with Hats was for like the first 4 episodes, and then
Can we talk
it got
about?
really, really dark?
Can we talk about? Can we talk about how llamas with hats definitely needs an Adult Swim short? Like, that would be one of the few things on Adult Swim that I could tolerate that wasn't anime.
Or Boondocks.
Anime.
Like, who's the animator again for Llamas with Hats? Was it
I don't remember.
Cow or something?
Yeah, Film Cow.
Like, they're a very talented person, and honestly, if they could get their own show on Adult Swim, I'd happily throw money at it.
Anywho.
But, okay.
I like not being dead.
I like you not being dead too, Ralakan. So, Ralakan, did you know that I'm a prince? Oh, I didn't know that.
You're a what?
Yeah, I'm a prince.
Do I have to change how I address you now?
I don't think so.
I'd bow, but I honestly don't know if you could tell.
Well, I can hear you bobbing. So I guess that's enough, right?
I mean, I guess.
Mm-hmm. So you tackled and fought a dragon all by yourself?
No. Jason absolutely helped out more than a lot. In fact, had it not been for Jason, I absolutely would have been deader than dead.
It's a good thing Jason's on our side then, right?
Indeed.
How are you holding up? I know the other day you were kind of a bit...
I'll be okay.
Alright. I'd also like to take this time to Thank you.
For what now?
Well, if it wasn't for you, I'd still be wandering around in the forest by myself.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, that would not be fun.
I wouldn't have figured out where I was, or even trying to find my way home.
Well, I'm happy I found you when I did too. Absolutely wouldn't have gotten into this mess. I'd probably be slaving away in Madengard myself. So you really got you by virtue of you being here, you helped me out as well. So appreciate you.
That kind of reminds me, do you think that maybe at some point we should probably come up with a way to try and help Madengard?
I never forgot. I've always been thinking about trying to stop the assault, help people out there.
It is the next morning, May.
Okay. Did anything happen while we were resting that I should be concerned about?
They were just having like the blood gulch conversation at the beginning of Red versus Blue. So
I'd say it was slightly a bit more meaningful than that. But yeah.
I
You're
think
right.
he meant everyone else, not us.
Not fair.
Venelin, you wake up to a missive, basically asking that the three of you come to the atrium at your earliest convenience.
Six days later.
Wait a second.
Okay. Well, once I have suited myself up, as it were, I will collect the other two.
And you kind of walk in on them having this very strong conversation about Madengard and the possibility of going back to help it.
It just kind of
Oh, go ahead.
It just kind of popped up into my mind, Ralakan, that, you know, after everything with New Manhattan, and it kind of just kept coming back to me that that's still a problem.
Yeah. Between the stuff that we've got going around in New Manhattan, or what with apparently another terrorist group trying to blow up New Manhattan, Madengard, and all the stuff that's happening with the glass tower and the assault, and now all this court nonsense. I'm not even a lawyer.
Mm.
Hey!
I
Kaio, Lucas.
Kyle Lucas, indeed.
Indeed.
I'm gonna say that from now on.
I definitely spelled chow wrong, so just...
If these two can hold turquoise over my head for all of eternity, they're gonna give you cow for all of eternity.
There's
I don't
so
know, man.
much
Sometimes
better things to hold over me for all eternity. And they both know them. Having both been DMs for me in separate games.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's just like, you can't just miss a session without, either the party marrying you off to a dragon or
Getting
the party
arrested.
getting arrested.
Okay, you know what? That's fair. Not getting married off to a dragon, but
That was the first one.
Happens more often than you think.
Yes, I see them, Alex.
Huh.
everything is fine.
So you guys want to go back to Madengard after
Eventually.
all of this?
Oh, hi, Finley.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I was just kind of thinking about it. I realized that was still a bit of a problem. I mean, just because we stopped Dowson once doesn't mean that he's not going to keep trying, right?
This is true. The only way to make sure he is no longer a problem is to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
So we could go back and do that. So, gentlemen, what's the plan?
I think our plan is to... Wait, didn't we get summoned?
Yes. Well,
You guys were on your way there.
Well, I
We're
got the
walking
letter that we're being summoned. I haven't said anything to that effect just yet. I don't know if you guys had also gotten the missive or not.
You did not.
So.
Oops. My bad.
So.
What are they going to do, Spaz? Tape it to the outside of the breeding pool.
Lord, give me strength.
I mean, he's not wrong. What were they gonna do? How were they gonna leave a missive for you? You sleep in slime.
Okay, so if you tape it outside of the breeding pool, when I shift and wobble around in the pool, it's gonna slosh over. So what you can do is you could take like a string, tape with the last piece of duct tape that I have still, by the way, and just like hang a string just so I can see the missing. And just have it hanging above the pool at eye level.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could use prestidigitation to transfer the words of the missive onto pudding skin. I don't know how that would help the situation.
It wouldn't. But I am amused by the visual.
I will send all of you to God.
You almost did last session.
It's true. to be fair, we did sort of deserve it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not like we at-pinged the boss this time.
We kind of sort of at-pinged the boss. Tim.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
we did.
Yes and no. We just sort of followed, and then yeah, things just kind of escalated from there. Anyhow.
So I have a missive that is requesting that we meet them in the atrium.
All right.
I don't know how to get there.
Yeah, that makes 2 of us. 3 of us, technically. We could ask.
What's an atrium?
I'm gonna look around for like a phone to use for like room service or something. Just like call someone to help us get to the atrium.
There is an emergency help button on your breeding pool.
I just feel awkward pressing that button.
Why?
Okay, this is just me in general. This is Spaz the player, not Ralakan the character. Just whenever there's an emergency help button and like, yes, I need help, but it's not an emergency. Just
Yeah, it's not like he's fallen and can't get up.
I feel his blood pressure rising from here.
This is how I die, ladies and gentlemen. The DM is going to break the closed border, arrive outside of my house, and you will never see me again. 16-hour round trip, just to prevent me from living.
Well,
You were saying? Sorry.
I suppose we can ask one of the gods. They've been rather helpful helping me get around.
Alright. Well, we have a plan. Direction. So, yeah, we will ask one of the guards for assistance getting to the atrium.
One of the guards immediately flags you guys down. It's like, do you need any help, Prince?
Yes, we were summoned to the atrium and I got lost. Could you perchance help point us in the right direction, please? If you're actually pointing, I can't see that.
He then takes you by the shoulder and begins leading you down the hall.
And we follow.
Yep.
You would think that they'd know that, hey, Prince is blind. Why are you trying to point? But then again, we also continuously and frequently forget that he is blind. And
I would like to point out that Venelin has not once forgotten that Cross is blind.
No,
She hasn't.
she has been very good with that.
She doesn't make a big deal about it. She literally just offers him,
Help where it's needed.
yes.
You'd almost forget he can't see the way he zips around. You guys re-enter the atrium to find the king and queen sitting in their nice little thrones, and now Kieran and his 3 lieutenants are all flanking their right in various states of not happy.
sucks to be them.
Would
Stay
that
not happy.
Would that include the lieutenant that I talked to in Elvish that had been locked in the cell because that's where she wanted to be?
You still haven't seen her face because she's covered in heavy armor, but yes, she's there.
Okay.
Hello.
Well rested, I hope.
Yes, thank you for your hospitality, Your Majesty.
Now, have you need of anything before you begin your expedition?
Information about what we can expect when we get in there.
The Fake Court of Knowledge is, as you've gathered, a massive library, a repository of the histories of not only our own culture, but the history of many of the cultures of the old world as well. The head of the Court of Knowledge has sat on his throne for a very long time. They say he's the oldest of us. He survives and maintains his youth through pacts that he makes with unsuspecting individuals in a search for knowledge. In such cases, he robs them of their true names and gives them new names to go by.
Mm-hmm.
Spaz's face.
The phone.
I know.
Spaz, there's no watch there, man. You're just looking at the hairs on your arm, man. So this creature takes one's true name, uses it against them in so much as to, prevent them from being themselves?
Until such time as they've made a commensurate contribution to his collection, yes. What it is that he's been made to seek by him, we don't yet know.
And you wouldn't possibly be able to share the name of such a creature with us, would you?
They mentioned it before that they don't want to invoke his name.
I know. But that puts us at a disadvantage, doesn't it? Knowing his name would assist us. I'm sure we can find it once we get in there. So we're to talk circles around this creature in hopes of possibly persuading him to do what we want him to do. Get what we need and then get out. Sounds simple enough.
I can't help but think that by intentionally mocking it, we might get it to make us. No, I'm gonna stop talking now.
Oh no, Relican, I would much prefer for you to just keep talking when we get in there.
Oh.
Because I'm pretty sure that any of the stupid things that come out of your mouth are going to distract it long enough that we can actually get what we need.
Okay.
For the record, I don't think you're a stupid person, but sometimes you say stupid things.
I am aware. I am aware.
Mm-hmm. I guess we'll probably have to refer to each other as different names, though. So this way it doesn't know them? Do you know how it ends up taking people's names?
Typically, he asks for them in exchange for knowledge. However, in the case of those he finds particularly interesting, he can use more forceful methods, including magic.
That sounds like not fun.
No, but it sounds like it's going to be the way it has to be. We'll figure this out. I mean, if you all I would prefer if we didn't call me Valerie or Venelin. Mostly because both of those are actually my name, depending on who you're talking to. So, we'll figure it out.
Will nicknames work?
I'm not sure. They're not technically true names, so I don't see why they wouldn't. How do we nickname Cross? It's already short enough as it is.
Crow? Crow?
No. No. No! Spats, no!
I feel like I've just given Tim a headache.
Cross, what would you prefer to be called?
Well, I don't think it matters in my case. If he already has my name, this is the name that he gave me. That's what everyone keeps telling me. It's the only thing that I could remember when I woke up in the forest.
Alright.
Aside from that, anything else that I can think of referring to that? What you've been talking about is... well, maybe that journal that I got. The one that I found that was buried in the forest. The one Kieran took from me.
We're going to need that back. And she has turned her attention to Kieran.
Kieran looks at you, then up at the queen, then back at you, and very begrudgingly shoves his hand into his jacket, rips out the book, and just tosses it to you.
I don't want to catch it. Thanks. We will need a way to get into the other plane and signal when we're done. You wouldn't happen to have anything we might be able to use for that, would you?
Unfortunately, one of the greater challenges of the court is the fact that it is proven exceedingly difficult to locate. We know that it resides somewhere within the Shadow Wood, but narrowing down exactly where has proven difficult.
I can't foresee this taking us too long. After all, we've got two of the best hunters in Madengard who are used to hunting creatures of the night. So, and that book should triangulate us if it actually came from the library.
Keisha fastens her bow at the mention of the best hunters in Madengard.
Venelin just doesn't say anything, just smirks, because she knows she's right.
Rot? Yeah, I guess we have everything that we need.
Could use a new bow.
In that case, C.R. Smith. He lives downstairs. And the queen points you in the direction of the eastern door, which is the opposite of where you came from.
I kind of do like a very sloppy attempt of a bow. Ral doesn't know fancy manners. He sleeps in the breeding pool. He doesn't know fancy manners. It's a miracle he knows how to use tableware.
I am in love with the man who doesn't know how to bow before royalty.
You'll just like flap slightly with the mantling.
Okay, this is Fallout, not The Shape of Water.
Oh my god.
And I'll kind of look towards Venlin and Cross before making the decision. Was like, okay, we know where the smithy is. Y'all want to come with?
Yeah, might as well. Wouldn't hurt.
Cool. Off we go.
Kai?
Hey, Ralakan. Like, she's gonna ask this once we're out of earshot of the three lieutenants.
Yep.
Do you think I'm an asshole for, rubbing it in her face that she is not the best hunter in Madengard?
Nah. Absolutely not.
Oh, she looked like she wanted to say something, and she couldn't. God, that was satisfying.
You gotta take our wins and we can get them.
Hell yeah. Alright, let's get that weapon and let's get out of here. We got a job to do. And memories to restore.
Indeed.
Okay. You guys head through the eastern door and
What was that? I just see his eyes.
I feel like he just got a DM from somebody and he needs to get it together.
I just got 2 different DMs from 2 different people.
Mans needs to get it together.
Just put do not disturb.
It wouldn't help. I still have you people.
Wait, how did? Huh? did she sub twice?
Not sure.
Memes.
Understandable. Have a nice day. Speaking of which...
Although, just to throw that out there, I would double check to make sure that it didn't charge you twice, because it showed up twice.
Thank you, Kaiser Roll Legs, for the tier 1 sub.
Alright, that being said, we're headed to the smithy.
Yes. You head down a flight of stairs, and the temperature in the room immediately gets hot the moment you get down that flight of stairs. You can...
Come on, big guy. Let's hold it together.
Yes.
Come on, Alex,
You
you
guys
can do it.
can smell the...
We can smell.
You guys can smell what smells like steel being smelted down here. And it appears that the Court of Intent, despite not having a military, has its own forge. And as you open the next door, you can see a man in this long black cloak, kind of tending to what looks like an old forging mold. You're the ones who saved the prince, correct?
Yes.
The figure removes the cloak, revealing a suit all in black. Very contrary to the Court of Intent's typical whites and greens. It seems to cover virtually every inch of his body, with even those that are not covered being covered by long socks and what look like a set of metalworkers' gloves to avoid burns. His face and head also seem to be covered by this sort of black cloth over them, as well as a mask that shields all but his eyes, only one of which seems to work. Vivian upstairs has asked that I make you ready in whatever need you may have for your expedition into the Shadowwood.
Yep. It's gonna be a fun trip, I say with a very haunting expression.
Fighting Nella is always fun.
Yeah, I do believe that it's time for an upgrade as I hold up the very, very wooden bow. I did a thing again, didn't I? Something flew over my head.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah, it did,
It
but
flew over your head, but it's okay. Keep going. You're doing great, sweetie.
don't mind us.
I'm not
I
sober
just
enough
got
for
it.
this.
I just got it. Just Hmm.
No, keep going. You're asking for a bow. You're doing great.
Could you hook me up with a better bow? I want to stab people with extra steps better.
Could definitely do something about that. He goes over to the side opposite his forge and pulls open this large metal handle, revealing this massive rack of weapons. And he pulls a longbow from it. It's quite a bit larger than your current longbow, and it seems to be made of metal.
Ooh.
It also seems to curve and edge in ornate ways that you wouldn't expect from a regular bow.
Mm.
The string of it also seems to curve around and even spin in certain places. And he kind of tosses it to you.
This is what?
If I'm not mistaken, the IRL equivalent is a compound bow.
Yes.
Man just hands you a compound bow with the. It gives you more draw power because of the way the string goes around the wheels.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've just heard people call it a compound bow and like they don't describe all the intricacies of it. So
Yeah, so the one that you normally use in D&D is a composite. Because it's just the wood with the string, so it's a composite bow. A compound bow gives you more draw power because of the wheels on it. I did a lot of archery when I was a kid. I'm sorry, ignore me. I'm nerding out.
I'm 2000% okay with that, and I'm pretty sure everyone else in chat is too, right, chat? So I got a compound bow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, you may add a vicious longbow to your character sheet.
Excuse me. Wow.
Honey.
Oh man, Spaz, do you not know what the vicious property does?
Oh, when you roll a 20 in your attack damage with this magic weapon, the target takes an extra 7 damage. Yes. I'm here for it. Much appreciated.
Now, for all those wonderful people playing along at home, I bet you're wondering right now, why did the DM just give that to us? And what kind of hell are we in for?
Find out next time on Dragon
Now we
Ball
still
Z.
got another hour. Shut your mouth. We still got another hour. We're not doing a fucking Dragon Ball charge here that's gonna take 15 episodes.
No,
For
what I
a
was gonna do is
30-second
just
payoff?
No, I was just gonna do this.
Venolin will, jeez, I'm deciding if I want armor or if I want a weapon.
You are a rogue.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a rogue with a current AC of 14, and I don't like it. It's a little
You
low.
are, in fact, the big squish.
Yeah. But they can't hurt me if they're already dead.
Death is, in fact, the best form of CC.
Death is the best form of CC. You wouldn't happen to have anything a little bit more finesse-oriented, close combat? I leave the range stuff to him. He's significantly better. He's got a better eye. Rather can't. What world did I wake up in that Venolin is giving me a compliment?
No, just Ralakan's left eye just does the whole fish eye thing where it looks in one direction.
No! No! Oh my fucking Christ.
I'm sorry, Tim.
I mean, it's a good thing he can't see that disgusting display. It's too bad Venolin's gotta see it.
Oh, boy.
I'm gonna get some water, guys. I'll be right back.
Hydrate. Consume product. I suppose Cross will be inquiring of if there was anything here that could help him with his unarmed damage. Anything that might be able to let him punch and kick harder.
Okay.
In searching through the rack of weapons for Venolin, the smith asks, "Do you want to be safe or deadly?"
Deadly.
He picks out 2 rapiers, looking at one and then the other. And then puts one back on the rack, tossing you the second one.
Okay.
It is a long, slender thing, almost entirely black, unlike any steel you've ever worked with. And you can feel the faint hum of magic coursing through it. Please add a rapier of wounding to your sheet.
Excellent. Fantastic. I am familiar with how this weapon works. I have had something quite like it before.
Mm-hmm.
Venelin is going to thank him profusely. This is a rogue's weapon. Through and through.
Hmm. On second thought, Cross, your father did ask me to give you something else. And he closes the long rack, heads back to the forge, and opens a drawer. And places in your hand what feels like a small ring. Should help you if you do find him out there.
Okay.
Tim, add a ring of mind shielding to your sheet.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Got a question?
Mm-hmm.
Is the ring occupied?
You won't know till you put it on.
Wow, I don't like that reply.
No.
I guess Frost will put it on.
Ah, god damn it.
He has no reason not to trust the Forge Master, and if his father said that
He's
he
got
should wear the
one
ring,
reason not to trust the Forge Master.
No, we have every reason to trust the Forge Master. We don't trust the DM.
Yeah.
No,
I'm sorry, Alex.
DM take 2d8 damage from vicious mockery. Oh.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay. Don't think I need to tell you. He asked for your name. Make sure you don't give it to him.
Understood.
And just know that whatever you see in there, he's looking for your name. It's his throne world. He's got control in there.
His one.
Are any of you familiar with interplanar travel?
Enter what?
Only what we've experienced due to the Court of Chaos.
Wait, we're in a different plane?
Relican, you didn't think the Fey courts were on the material plane, did you?
Listen, I'm a fish.
Right. I figured you'd have an easier time accepting this.
We're in the Feywilds.
Which is another plane of existence. Separate from the material plane.
Right.
Okay, now that we're all on the same page, we only have basic experience with planar travel due to the Court of Chaos.
Well, extremely powerful entities, particularly Archfey, are capable of creating their own sort of pocket spaces, which we refer to as throne worlds. This house is one. Nelly's library is one. And each court has one.
Hmm.
The controllers of each throne world have some measure of control over what goes on inside of them. So once you enter that space, you will be somewhat at his mercy, though I doubt he can use that power to kill you outright.
Well, by the sounds of it, he has a lot to gain, and if anything, killing people outright doesn't really suit that purpose, now does it?
That you are correct. What do you want, woman?
No, I'm good. Keep going.
Do you think he'll be able to manipulate constructs?
Oh. How are we gonna get the most truthful construct that we've ever known? To be fair, the only construct we've ever known to not give his name up. When that's the first thing he does is introduce himself to people.
Yeah.
Unless Jason isn't his real name. He mentioned something about one of his schematics that he had another designation.
As long as we don't use that, we should be okay. We just gotta make sure he doesn't actually say that particular name. We can manage it.
Okay.
I think. God, I hope.
Well, maybe if we ask Jason really nicely, maybe he won't just introduce himself. He seems rather compliant.
Mm-hmm. Only one way to find out.
Mm-hmm. You seem to be a bit more forthcoming about knowledge of the librarian and his library. Would you happen to know anything that they wouldn't tell us upstairs? Like, maybe a clue on where he might put his entrance to this throne world of his?
Well, typically throne worlds are only accessible to those that the controllers deem worthy of entry. You're the one who's made a pact with him, so all likelihood, if anyone's going to be able to find the thing, it's you.
We've got the book.
Okay. Yeah. And That calling sensation that I kept getting. Maybe.
Likely for him.
Anything's possible.
Okay. Yeah, then I guess we're ready to go then. Unless you both wanted to see if you could get something else to help defend yourselves.
Not unless this man is willing to part with some armor. In addition to the weaponry. I don't even need magical armor, I just need something that's a little bit better than this leather. Specifically, she's looking for studded leather armor. Because it'll increase my AC by 1.
And we all know that can make a world of difference.
It really could.
Well,
Is the Forge Master willing to part with a suit of studded leather armor, Dungeon Master?
actually, that's a good idea. We should probably all get some great store armor.
Give me a moment. Well, I was supposed to only give each of you one thing. Even though he pulls open a second rack and it is just absolutely lined with armor. I do have all this inventory.
Oh.
In any case, I've gotten quite a bit done today so far, so I think I'm going to rest. And he seems to go up this small spiral staircase to what looks like kind of an upstairs alcove.
Oh.
Did he just give us permission to take what we need?
I didn't hear a no.
That's the implication, right? That's what you got, Ralakan? Cross?
Yeah,
You guys scroll through.
Go ahead. Sorry.
You run through here, Venelin, and at the very end of the rack, you find an elven chain shirt. Ral. Magic. Armor. Let's see what we got here.
Yeah, she's good at taking it.
Yeah, she better.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
What's your current armor? Leather?
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm. 16 AC.
Ral,
Uh-huh.
you find a mithril chain shirt.
Nani?
After I have found the chain shirt for myself, I'm looking for bracers for Cross, in so much as I'm looking for bracers of defense. Because those are applicable for monks.
Yes, they are.
And don't technically count as armor.
For some reason, they don't.
Not gonna complain about it, but that's what I'm looking for Cross, so that Cross has something as well.
Chain shirt, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
It gave me 1 whole AC, and I'm okay with this.
And you can't have disadvantage on stealth checks. You're a ranger. You kind of like those.
I love those.
We love a good stealth check. You love to see it. Put you over there. You run through this rack a couple of times, but you do not seem to find some bracers of defense.
Do I find something that Cross would be able to use then that isn't going to quantify as armor? Cloak of protection or something to that effect?
Yeah, why not? Cloak of protection's fine.
Okay.
So I pull that out and hand it to Cross. Help him fix it around his shoulders as it should be. This should help defend you, Cross. Maybe not perhaps as much as the ring will, but something's better than nothing.
Yeah, thank you. We should probably get moving before...
Yes.
Yeah. Alright. And we... Advance? Question mark? How are we going to get back to the forest?
Believe that once we come up from the and talk to them in the atrium, they can magic us over there. I guess, maybe. I don't know. My range of magic can only do so much.
Okay. Rotten. Let's get a move on. And we go back upstairs.
You guys head back up, and Vivian seems kind of frustrated that the Smithy seems to have much more thoroughly outfitted you. Kieran, give them each a tag, please. And Kieran begrudgingly walks up to each of you and hands each of you a slip of paper. The paper thrums with a bluish energy, and on each you can see a set of runes. Those will help you get back here in case anything happens to you.
How?
They're imbued with teleportation magic. As long as you're on this plane, using it will get you back here to this room.
Hi, Roy. That seems rather convenient, actually.
Let's hope we don't have to use it.
Yep.
Well, use it to get back, but not have to use it in an emergency. I guess I should quantify. Things are gonna go fine.
Will not go fine.
Hey, Bralican, have a little confidence. Things are gonna be fine. You're making us look bad in front of royalty. That last bit is said to him in Undercommon to try and get him to calm the fuck down. Like, sir, stop it. Please.
Banner, you're embarrassing me in front of the wizards.
Madeline would have been Tony Stark, but I guess Madeline's Tony Stark now.
Oh my god.
Fuck.
Tim is absolutely strange here. And yeah, you know what? I'm green. I'm Ral. Fuck Hulk. Banner. I'm awkward like him too, IRL. Fuck, that works out too well.
Okay. Well, I guess we gotta get a move on then.
Off we go.
Yeah, if we can get sent into the Shadow Forest, we'll take it from here.
Farron, if you would. And Farron steps forward, forming a magic circle around the group. And no sooner than it is done, he immediately mutters an incantation. And all of you are sheathed in a brilliant blue light as you are swooped through the plane until arriving in a flash of light back in the Shadowwood. Despite it definitely being morning, it is still just as dark as it was when you were here first.
It's a good thing I've got dark vision.
Nope, not even gonna try this time.
But
Not even gonna try this time.
no, Venelin is just going to gently take Cross's hand, place it on her shoulder, and start walking in.
Mm-hmm. And I guess Cross is gonna try and focus on that strange calling sensation that he was feeling before.
And Venelin will just take direction from Cross if we need to shift directions at all.
Cross, roll me a wisdom save with advantage.
With advantage. That would be... That is a 19.
You can feel the pull, but where The pull before was a rough, almost seething pain. It is a simple, dull throb, tugging lightly at your extremities as you drive yourself forward in its direction. As you do so, Venolin, you start to notice that there's a lot of bugs in here. More specifically, centipedes.
No. No.
Why did it have to be follow the spiders?
I would have
Couldn't have been
preferred.
follow the butterflies.
Well, what couldn't? You know what? There's a very good reason. There's a very good reason why it's not butterflies. Butterflies are assholes.
You know,
You
always
know
causing
that
time paradoxes.
You know, I actually have a friend who's afraid of butterflies.
Hi.
Besides you. Because they literally turn into goo. And then become a butterfly. And therefore he is afraid of butterflies.
Anyhow, that wonderful insect biology lesson.
Yep.
Aside.
But yeah, centipedes. Gross!
Cross will continue to let the feeling just sort of guide him. And not fight against the pulling sensation.
Butterflies are aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, centipedes are great.
Mm-mm.
No.
It's not spiders.
It's an insect. It's a creepy crawly. We're burning this forest down, by the way.
Are we? Okay.
Wasn't the whole point of us
Before
coming
Ralph
here
joins the
ourselves?
Artemisians.
Wasn't the whole point of us coming here ourselves supposed to stop the Court of Chaos from just burning everything to the ground and glassing this entire area?
Yep.
You know, sometimes the Court of Chaos might be right.
No!
Wow.
Spaz, no.
Ral joins the dragon that almost ate him if it means burning the forest.
Honestly!
I mean, all this is dead brush and dead trees. This will go up nicely.
Okay.
And then once we're all satisfied, we can all scream, "It's a girl!"
I don't feel like anything else we could say in the next 15 minutes can top that.
A reminder public service announcement from the Dire Brer Adventuring Company that only you can prevent forest fires.
Yeah, it's true. But also, please don't burn down forests because they have centipedes in them. More than just centipedes live in the forest.
Another PSA, this is what happens when you obsess over gender.
Is it?
Touche. Anyway, moving on.
Tim just said, Jarvis, execute the gender reveal party protocol. So I don't want to hear.
Let's move on.
DM has died. Streamer has died. The tugging finally comes to a stop in front of this massive tree. It looks like an old oak that has been violently split clean down the middle. And the dozens of centipedes that have been following just around your feet across as you've been making this walk finally come to a stop inside of the crease of this old tree. You can't shake the feeling that something is looking at you.
Can I look around just to see if it's like my paranoia is well founded, or if I need a cup of coffee before going into places like this?
Yeah, if
Roll me a perception check.
18 plus 4, 22.
There's a centipede in that crease that is significantly bigger than the rest of the centipedes. And it seems to just be kind of like swirling around this crawl space in the tree.
If I don't look at it, it won't be there.
Does Raoul not have object permanence?
No, Ral absolutely has object permanence. It's just, if I don't look at it, it won't be there, is my method of ignore it. It's not gonna bother you. It won't bother you if you don't pay attention to it. And it will absolutely continue to bother me.
Does Raoul not have object permanence?
He tries to pretend like he doesn't, but he definitely does.
No.
where the tugging stops, Cross will slowly approach the dead tree and sort of try to feel around for a way inside of it.
You reach out to part the tree as it splits. And what looks at first like a soft slide for you to go down immediately turns into a set of very well chiseled stone stairs leading ever downward into the dark.
Okay,
So down the stairs?
down the stairs.
Cross, would you like a hand?
Yes, please.
Okay. Are the stairs wide enough that Cross and Bedelin can walk down side by side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then she once again puts his hand on her shoulder, and they walk down together. I'm assuming that Ralakan is going to follow them into the darkness. Unless he wants to be left there with all the centipedes.
Alone. In the dark. With the centipedes. In the creepy, flammable forest.
I couldn't see his face. Oh. Good.
It's gonna be fine. We're gonna get in, get what we need, and get out.
We travel down the staircase inside of the tree to get to the root of the problem.
Yeah, Tim?
I'm just making sure you're paying attention.
Awful pun. Awful. Low-hanging fruit.
Understandable. I'm not one for puns, but I'm trying to branch out a bit more.
Stop.
We need to get to the root of these problems.
Oh my god, he already said that one! That was the first one! Oh my god.
Yeah, but this.
I'm gonna rage quit turn this stream off, I swear to god.
What, these problems are sprouting out to new leaves.
Stop!
Listen, I'm trying to pad out to keep the viewers entertained while the DM goes through his little loading screens.
I mean, we say that, but...
This isn't like Tenkaichi 3 where we can just mash the buttons and watch Goku just eat all the fucking ramen he wants.
I love that, by the way.
So we go down the staircase. What's the bottom of the staircase? Is there a bottom to the staircase, or is it just the void?
You
know what's at the bottom of the staircase? We'll find out next week.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Fair enough.
On Dragon Ball Z.
No.
You guys reach the bottom of the staircase to a set of like very well lit candles. And this library, massive. Absolutely huge. The shelves stand dozens of feet tall, with large ornate wooden ladders on wheels, adorning each shelf so that one might traverse through the myriad catalogs of this place with ease. There are tables lining almost every hall and aisle of this place. And as you enter, there is a single table with a small stack of about 4 or 5 books. One of them in the hand of an elf, dressed in a suit in a rocking chair.
Do not want!
And we're gonna stop here. We're gonna stop here. We're gonna stop here.
Of course we are.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. As always, first off, gotta thank our sponsors. Of course, first off, always D&D Beyond. D, the letter N, D, Beyond.com. A massive repository for all things 5th edition, as well as a massive homebrew compendium to use or add to for a small subscription fee. It was what we were using as our overlay prior to switching to slobs, and it is definitely one of the best things to do, especially for a new player. As well as Lucky Dice Cafe and Liquor Express. If you are in the Huntsville, Alabama area and would like to have some wonderful live DM sessions with our head DM, Heath, by all means, call one of those 2 locations and set up an appointment. Speaking of our head DM, Heath, on Monday. No,
They're
they
done.
wrapped up.
They wrapped up.
Oh no. On Monday, we have the Black Void of Nothingness until something else opens up. I'm sure he's working.
I think they're taking a couple weeks break, and then they'll be back with more of the troubleshooters. At least that's
on
my
Monday,
understanding.
You can watch our hibernating infographic for 8 hours and put on some lo-fi beats to roll dice to. On Tuesday, World at War?
Yeah.
World at War, a system I know absolutely nothing about, but that sounds very interesting, as it's the second best Call of Duty game. On Wednesday, our buddy Maddie here is playing, and
Not anymore?
No, that's up too?
Yeah.
Dang.
Due to work obligations, the keeper had to step away from the game. But on March 10th, we have a brand new DM running his very first one-shot. You've seen him on Thursdays. He's guest starred on Mondays. The man himself, JT, will be running his very first one-shot as a DM on Dire Bear, March 10th.
On Dire Bear, guys. This is This is going to be some great exposure for us.
He's a
Next
great
thing you know,
player.
we're going to get Lance Bass and Joey Vitone.
Oh, good God.
What?
Nothing. Continue. Keep going.
He wants NSYNC back more than me. And Thursday! Oh, no.
Thursday's done as well.
Oh, no.
Have we really been gone that long that we're the only show left now?
No, Tuesday, pretty much, actually.
We ate them! There can be only one! I'm coming for you, World at War!
Thursday.
Modern Warfare or die!
Thursday is on a break until the beginning of April. We are actually coming back on the 1st. We come back April Fool's Day. With my homebrew, A Knight's Ransom.
Oh, yeah. Maddie's doing another campaign. I've actually been helping her sort of like beta run A Knight's Drysdale, and it's pretty fun. So, it'll be great.
I hate you.
Fridays, R&R. Saturdays, right back here as the party invades Nella Here's throne world. As always, guys, please remember, wear a mask, wash your hands, be kind to one another, and roar for initiative. Have a great night.